I mean, draconian enforcement is an understatement. They have extreme enforcement powers, the likes that I cannot understand how this is completely unregulated and that they're completely unaccountable to anybody. So the sort of enforcement powers that we're talking about is that they can go direct to your bank and they can take any amount of money out of your bank account. Yes, which is called a lump sums deductions order. They can go to your employer and they can take up to 40% of your salary, but it has been known that they're taking over 40% of your salary as well. But the law states that they're not allowed to take more than 40%. But I have seen a lot of cases where the 40% is being deducted. And the thing that keeps being highlighted to me is that employers and paying parents are just absolutely petrified of the child maintenance service with this bullying approach. I mean, it's these letters that come through the letterbox, whether it's got the Crown seal on it, and it's just the nature and how they're written and just the bullying approach. And employers don't want all these problems, so they're just going to pay them whatever they want. You know, when they're being threatened with £10,000 fines, that if they don't pay that amount of money to the DWP, employers are just not going to argue with that. Who takes on the state? At the end of the day, no matter what country you live in, when the state comes after you, if you're a criminal, it's an unpleasant experience, extremely unpleasant, because right then your liberties and your freedoms are being removed from you, and rightfully so, if you have committed a crime. But parents are not criminals, but they're being treated like criminals. Absolutely. In fact, criminals get a right to a fair trial. Terrorists get a right to a fair trial. But if you're a paying parent, you have absolutely no mechanism to challenge what the state is saying that you owe.
There are also some enforcement powers to do with passports and driving licences.
Yes, so the CMS can put a charging order on your property and force the sale of that property. And at no time in that complex procedure can anybody check these calculations. So even when it gets to the county court, because the liability order has already been served, when it gets to the county court, a judge still can't check those calculations. But they're going to force the sale of your property. They can remove driving licences, they can remove your passport.
So you're almost becoming a non-citizen. You have no house, no passport, no driving licence.
For a debt that you don't owe. And also, you will be sent to prison.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know of people who've been sent
I know of people that have been sent to prison. I've got the statistics. And I also know, which is still a prison sentence, a number of paying parents that have had non-custodial sentences as well. But it's still a sentence.
Incredible. People being sent to prison when we know that these figures have been inflated. It is admitted on record.
I do know of cases where people have been sent to prison where the child is not theirs.
Really?
Yeah. There is cases of that. And I know a current case at the moment where a certain gentleman doesn't even have a child, but he's had money removed via a DEO, a deductions earning order, and he's an oil rigger. So he was unaware that these payments were being taken out of his salary, and he doesn't even have a child. He doesn't know who the woman is. He's checked the birth certificate, and on the birth certificate, it categorically states who the mother and the father are of this child that is allegedly his. He has sent that birth certificate because he went in and got it via public records. He sent that certificate into the DWP, and the DWP said that's a fraudulent document, we're not accepting it. These are horrific and tragic cases of what is going on. It's absolutely tragic what is going on.